welcome to the first episode of Two Peas on a Pod podcast. I'm Jason. I'm here with my co-host Dale, and we went to Spooky Empire Mayhem here in Orlando, Florida, and we just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Dale, who was your favorite guest you met this weekend?
It had to be Akira Takarada and Horio Nakajima. I've just been a Godzilla fan for, I guess, 28 years now. And that was extremely rewarding for me to see them both at the same time. And they were both as classy as it gets, both very kind. Price is very reasonable. I went 3 times to see them.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was enough.
Yeah, they were real cool guys, real nice. Compared to some of the other guests here, they were extremely nice. But, yeah, we went to the panel with those guys on, was it Saturday?
Yes, 1 o'clock on Saturday.
And we saw the panel. They talked a little bit about Godzilla, did the Q&A deal. That was pretty interesting. It wasn't quite as crowded as I thought that would be. But it was a pleasant experience. And let's see, we met quite a few people this weekend. My favorite guest would probably be Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. Met quite a few people, but nobody was very personable. Nobody really seemed like they cared very much about being there, other than her, and Amanda Weiss was very nice also. But yeah, that being said, we didn't go to a whole lot of the screenings or panels other than the Godzilla panel, and I went to the Nightmare on Elm Street panel today on Sunday. It's just so crowded. But yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the hotel. What do you think about the hotel?
I had several issues with it, especially with the weather around Orlando this whole weekend. It's been very rainy.
Yeah.
And our room is on one side of the hotel, and the convention center is on the other side. And even though I'm a big guy and I can use the exercise, walking to the convention and back got old, pretty quickly. Especially with the possibility of being rained on, considering that half of the walk was uncovered.
Yeah.
That really did not seem to be a stellar idea for, a convention such as this.
It doesn't really make any sense. But it doesn't make any sense.
No, it don't.
This is the Dollar Tree, the Double Tree that we're talking about in Orlando. And the fucked up thing is we're actually staying in the hotel, but the convention center is right next to the hotel, but you have to walk all the way around. They won't let you go through the connected doorway, which is really screwed up. I don't understand why we couldn't walk through there. The only people they let through there are the guests and probably the staff and stuff. But we have to walk all the way around from our hotel, which is, like Dale said, on the opposite side, to the entrance of the convention center, which, whenever I've been to conventions before, I've always liked being able to go up to the room and drop stuff off. It really saves me having to carry stuff around. And, the way they've got it set up here is round trip, it's what, probably 20, 30 minutes? Walk.
Roughly. Especially with the crowds.
Yeah, with the crowds. It's a good little walk. But I talked to some people that have been to these before, and it hasn't been at this place very long. Apparently the previous hotel was torn down, which was supposed to be a little better. But, let's see.
Well, this is only the second convention I've been to where I actually stayed in the hotel. I've been to another one just for a day at Texas Frightmare back in 2010, but in 2006 I was at G-Fest, and it was nothing like that. I stayed in there, and I could get down to the vendors' rooms or the panels easily within 4 or 5 minutes tops. So it was all inside, and it was very comfortable and very nice there.
Was it actually? It was actually on like a floor of the hotel.
It's on the very bottom there.
The bottom,
the convention area there.
That's the way some of the ones I've been to have been before. Also,
it wasn't as big as this.
Yeah.
G-Fest, I don't think has ever been as big as this. I may be wrong, but this is. I'd say this is right on par with Frightmare.
Oh yeah.
Regarding size. Of
Yeah,
course, you've been to that twice.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because, here it's a lot of smaller rooms that are,
it's spread out.
Yeah, it's more spread out than rather than being one big room, which is what Frightmare was the first time I went. The second time I went, they had changed locations, and it was actually more similar to this with lots of smaller rooms.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. But it's something else I wanted to mention. The Once Upon a Time cast was here, and I just think that was kind of an odd choice. I mean, they were obviously pretty popular, but what did you think about that?
I didn't see them much. They had their own room.
Yeah, they actually had their own room just for them.
That was interesting, but I guess to keep them segregated from the horror fans.
Yeah,
that's all I can think of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least it kept them away from us. It kept some of that crowd away from us as well.
I guess that was a good idea to keep them kind of separate.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a different type of, fan.
I know a lot of people came up just to see them.
Yeah.
But I mean, the selection was nice of people. I thought it didn't, the first time I went to Frightmare, the only time it was literally hell trying to get an autograph just from George Romero. Again, his plane was late, but and John Carpenter was there, and I didn't get to see him then. I was fortunate enough this time, but it wasn't so bad. The lines, not till today.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was too. I thought it would have slacked off.
Yeah,
today.
It was Friday that I went and got Robert Englund and Amanda Weiss at a land camp all in a row, and I don't think I waited in line at all for anybody.
You didn't.
So Robert Englund. The bad thing about Robert Englund is he was the most expensive guest here, to my knowledge. I mean, because he was 50, and Carpenter was 40.
I'm not sure about the Once Upon a Time people.
Yeah, they could have been. But, I mean, I don't know anything about that stuff, but they very well could have been more as well. But I don't know, just kind of an odd choice, and especially with the show just getting canceled. Once Upon a Time just getting canceled.
That may be why it was so popular.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're not going to be able to really bank on that, I guess, in the near future. I might be wrong on that. But
it was a good way of making sure the guests actually show up, too. They need the money.
I'm going to assume that was the whole reason for canceling that.
Right.
But,
that show was canceled, and let's see, who all didn't show? I know, was it Lori Holden canceled?
She canceled, and there was one other person who canceled, I guess, fairly early.
Yeah.
But Lori Holden canceled.
Like recently?
Within a month.
Yeah,
so they all had stuff set up for her.
They've already got, she's on the poster art and everything that they've designed for this show. But, I've been relatively pleased. My main complaints, I don't really have any complaints about the actual convention itself.
No.
My main complaints are with the Dollar Tree Hotel here. I'm never going to stop calling it that. But we had, it seems like this place is in need of some restoration. Needs to be kind of updated. Yeah, it looks like the 80s in here a little bit.
Yeah, and the toilet has no power to it at all. It just kind of lets gravity do its thing, I guess.
And the shower scares the shit out of me every time I take a shower. It makes a loud noise.
It's almost like air pressure.
That's probably what it is. But you got to prepare yourself when it's coming because it scares the shit out of you. But Dad and see what else happened. I mean, just like as soon as we got here, we just weren't happy with this place. It's just the walking. You got a drink at the bar the other night that was
$9.50.
It was $10 drink for 6 ounces of a mixed drink. That's a little fucking ridiculous. But I guess that's just That's everywhere. But yeah, something happened the other night. We call it the cart incident, where other places I've stayed, when I've gone out, bought some stuff, whatever, go grab a cart, load it up, bring it back up to the room. And, we tried to do that this time, and we weren't allowed, apparently, because only the bellhop can use the cart, can only operate the cart. Apparently, it's
I guess where,
pretty detailed.
Average civilian is incompetent.
Pretty,
with that. That or they're having a rash of thefts regarding carts.
It can't be that. I mean, who the hell's going to steal a cart?
That's just...
But, you may be right, but shit.
Well, I get the feeling it's a policy. I don't know if it's something that happened here or maybe another DoubleTree and it's just a company-wide thing, but...
Maybe it's an insurance thing.
Possibly.
Because the guy said only... He had a real bad stutter, but he said only the bellhop can operate the cart. He said, I'm the bellhop, only I can operate the cart. That pissed me off pretty bad because we had to, carry, 5 bags of groceries, a half mile across the fucking parking lot.
Which was another issue. The parking was a huge
issue. Man.
I've looked on Facebook and Twitter and seen other people complaining about the parking.
Yeah.
And,
I can only imagine how bad it was on Saturday. Like, we didn't even try to leave on Saturday till after the convention was over. Because we were, afraid we wouldn't be able to find a place to park. Because, shit, they were lined up, everywhere.
Well, it was that. I mean, I had, we're on the opposite side of the hotel for the convention. Right. I had to park right in front of the convention.
So we're, hiking all the way across here. I just didn't appreciate it. They didn't make me feel, I'm staying at this fucking hotel. They didn't make me feel like I'm, welcomed or, appreciated at all. That's something a hot cookie won't solve. That seems to be their slogan here. They've got it everywhere. They're about these fucking hot cookies they give you when you check in.
No, I'm sorry, that coupon I never used.
Oh, for the rape van?
The free one in Rape Valley. Yeah.
For the rape special?
Poor woman on the whole rascal giving us coupons.
Yeah.
Saying that just past the convention, there's just this dark hole over there with free cookies.
The van that says free candy on it.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I've been relatively pleased with the convention itself. I got to say, our first time here, I haven't been to a whole lot of conventions before, but, I was pleased. I wasn't able to get all the autographs I wanted just because of money. Just kind of ran out of money, spent it way too quickly. I picked up an Exorcist one sheet that I couldn't turn down the first day we were here and spent a good chunk of my money on that. That didn't help.
The convention was nice. Honestly, the prices I thought were better than I expected.
Yeah.
I've heard of others where it's $100, $80
for a signature.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And for it to be $50 at the most, and then the two Godzilla guys was $25 each.
That's awesome. They really could have been charging more than that.
Well, I think they made quite a bit of money because they were steady
because
the whole weekend, and they, unlike some other guests, they stayed every bit of time they were supposed to.
Yeah, they were charging $25 each, and then Jamie Kennedy was right next to them, was charging $30.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you the caliber we're talking here. Jamie Kennedy cut out, I think, before 11. I don't even know if he showed up at the convention. Was he there when you went down there?
This morning?
Yeah.
I probably walked right by him. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I sure noticed him when he tried to check out wearing a hoodie and sunglasses.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy's afraid of the paparazzi. He was in a hoodie and sunglasses.
I was also surprised because before the convention I was trying to find a They Live poster to get John Carpenter and Roddy Piper to sign. And I couldn't find any on eBay under around $200, and you can never be sure if it's going to be legit or not.
Yeah.
I found an original here for a very reasonable price, and I got that signed. So I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah, that guy that's the same guy that I bought my poster from. I was trying to find his name because he really had some great deals and some great stuff. Like he got the They Live poster.
Incision Posters. Yeah, Incision.
Oh, is that it? Cool.
Yeah, he was pretty good to us. So.
Yeah, he hooked us up. I got a little 11x7 for Linnea Quigley to sign. I picked that up from him also. I would have bought a lot more if I had more money because I saw a lot of stuff I wanted, poster-wise. That's kind of my one of my things is collecting one sheets. I try not to do it very much anymore just because of the money it takes these days. Now that collectors are involved.
I would also imagine where we live, you really can't find any.
Yeah.
You rely on the internet, and
yeah.
You never know who's legit and who's not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff, will be reprints.
Yeah.
I mean, but most of the time, it's not even good enough to where it's going to fool you.
Well, that's what I did with the Kinkos and just print it off.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do have to say, a lot of the original artists at this convention had some pretty interesting and good quality products. I bought several posters, done by artists here, and it was great. It was good stuff. I was glad to see there was a whole area just for that.
Yeah,
because I didn't expect that.
I don't usually look at all that stuff too much because it's never really anything that I'm interested in. But I did like a lot of the stuff they had here. A lot of the vendors were actually from Orlando or around the area, so it's kind of interesting to see some different stuff than what I'm used to. And I was much more pleased with the vendors than I was, than I have been with other conventions. When you say the vendors?
Oh yeah, they were great. They most of them, I mean, they were willing to work with you. Mm-hmm. It's a good selection of stuff. If I had to complain about anything regarding the vendors, it's almost like the room they were in was not big enough for how many there were.
That's true.
You have somebody stopping on one side, another one on the other, and you can't get through. I mean, it's a bottleneck right there.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much a problem everywhere, though.
Is it? Well,
just because dumbasses don't know how to walk.
I like the ones who it's like their brain just stops in the middle of an aisle and they just sit there.
you just stop in the middle of the moving traffic. But that's just people.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to any screenings. I usually try to go to some screenings at the conventions I've been to before. It wasn't really anything that I was that interested in. I wanted to check out The Disciples, but we were out doing something, I think, when that was going on. I never got a chance to watch that. But I mean, it was mainly just movies I've seen before. It's you can watch it at your house, a much more comfortable environment than you could on a
on the screen they have.
Yeah, like a 50-inch projection screen. It wasn't even that big.
I appreciate the effort, but and you're right, for something like this, which is probably the best venue for, I'd say amateur filmmakers.
Sure.
It would be nice to have some of that. I mean, showing classics like the Godzilla and various horror films, and the 8mm films, that's cool. I'm not knocking that, but it would have been nice for them to just show a little bit of a support for amateur horror filmmakers.
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't like stuff like that, but when you're in a place like this, you kind of want to go do something different that you haven't seen before. At 2:00 in the afternoon on Saturday, who the fuck's going to go watch Halloween?
There wasn't
there
many
was
people in
like
there.
3 people in there.
Yeah.
And not that I don't like Halloween, but I don't want to spend the time I've got here doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't pay to come here to watch Halloween. I mean, we've all seen that movie, multiple times before. But that's like all the movies they showed. They were all pretty much, like Halloween, or I can't even think of some of the other examples.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you're not going to come here to watch that.
That was a very late edition too, because that's not even in the booklet that was handed out. The only way I knew about it was by looking online.
Okay, that may be why I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it.
But One thing that I think would be neat, I guess just off the top of my head, what G-Fest did, is they had the Pickwick Theater up there. It was an old vintage theater, I think, from the 1920s.
Oh, yeah.
And they show Godzilla movies there.
Yeah.
And you go to a nice theater and watch that. That's one thing.
That was a separate location?
Yeah, you drive to a separate location, but, not everybody has seen Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street on the big screen.
Yeah, I would do that now.
See?
35mm print, that'd be awesome.
That's an idea. It's not like...
That's a different story.
Orlando doesn't have many... I mean, this movie theater's right around here.
Yeah, but you know how they are now. I mean, shit, they're all digital.
Never know.
They're all digital. I mean, pretty much everybody's converted to digital now, so...
Yeah, I guess because like the Pickwick Theater's old.
Yeah.
Still have some art house theaters that still maintain the old projection system. That may be it.
That would be nice. I've seen a lot of conventions. I haven't been to them, but I've seen them do stuff like that. They may have a drive-in nearby.
Yeah.
And show, some screenings there. That'd be cool.
That'd be perfect for me. I've never seen a movie in the drive-in, and I think, some of the old classic horror films were made for drive-ins.
Absolutely.
And I would love to be able to have that experience at some point.
Yeah, I mean, shit, drive-ins are fucking dying.
They are. I mean, the only place I really know, of course, it's in California, but there's a place in New Jersey, I think, that does it every year.
Oh, really?
They have a theme. Like the other year, they had just Vincent Price movies.
Oh, that's cool.
In this drive-in. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get any sleep watching that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's worth it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't drive up to New Jersey.
No, of course not. You got to fly to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, overall I was pleased. Kind of tired, ready to go home, get some rest. But the main thing I would say is they need to move to another hotel. I don't know if that's an option, but I was really displeased with this hotel here. I definitely wouldn't come back for something other than the show.
Yeah, I highly recommend this convention. It was very well handled, I thought.
Yeah. Staff did a good job. Staff was knowledgeable. If they didn't know what you were asking for, they'd go find out for you.
Yeah.
And that's I'd heard that before we even came. That the staff was really, really helpful, and they were. That was a lot of staff too.
Yeah, there was plenty of people. You never had any problem finding anybody.
And, everything was pretty well run. I thought pretty.
They were all kind. I'll give them that. None of them acting like you were bothering them.
Yeah.
Which has been an issue.
Yeah.
I understand you get tired after a while of people asking the same question over and over.
Yeah.
But you're here you volunteer.
But yeah, I thought the staff was pretty courteous. I don't have any complaints. I mean, the staff was real helpful. Whenever I needed anything, they helped me out. They told you where to go, and they keep you in line. So the lines don't go everywhere. Like I know when I was at Texas Frightmare a few years ago, or maybe last year, when Danny Trejo was there, it basically there was just like 6 different lines, and in the end I didn't even get an autograph for the guy, and I stood in line for like 2 hours, but and I didn't end up getting an autograph because he left on Sunday. I didn't even do anything on Sunday. I was hoping to get it then, but anyway, there was no organization with the lines, and basically whoever was there first, closest to him got a signature, which was kind of fucking crazy the way they did it. But I thought everything was real well organized at this show, and no complaints in that department at all. Really, no complaints about the actual convention at all. But I was in the Nightmare on Elm Street panel today, and I thought it was really crammed in there. It was really packed. It was completely full, and pretty much completely full of people standing as well. And it was just really hot in there. I didn't even stay for the whole thing. I left after about 30 minutes. It was just unbearably hot. But a really interesting panel. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I can't think of anything at this point. I mean, the Godzilla panel was nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it was actually pleasant in there.
Yeah, it was definitely pleasant in that panel.
Well, I guess the one thing I wouldn't like to say is that it's just kind of a shame that some of the guests did not stay as long as was scheduled.
Yeah.
And I guess it just shows the character of some of them, of those that did. I do specifically remember, as of tonight, Sunday night at 5, Akira Takarada, Haruo Nakajima, Robert Englund, and Pat Carroll were the only ones I recall still being there. Others left very early.
Yeah, during the day. Which is kind of shitty because, say you're coming here to just meet that person, you know? Say you're coming to just get Jimmy Kennedy's autograph. I'm sure there was one person that, really wanted his autograph. And, say they came at, 2 o'clock on Sunday and he was already gone. It's just shitty because it's, advertised as 3 days.
Yeah. It's advertised and set hours and, some people, I'll say, I know John Carpenter had several panels. I understand that he was pretty busy, but
and the photo ops too.
He did have the photo ops.
Why don't you talk about how they wouldn't even let you take a picture with him?
Well, yeah, that was one thing that they just did not allow. You could take a picture of him signing your poster, your picture, but absolutely no pictures could be taken with him, unlike pretty much anyone else.
Yeah, they were doing, who else was doing photo ops? Were the Godzilla guys doing photo ops?
Well, they did. Yeah, they did photo op on Saturday. They did that, but they were still taking photos.
Yeah, they also took pictures. They took plenty with everyone.
You could take pictures with both of them.
Yeah,
I had absolutely no issues with them.
I don't get it. I don't get the whole photo op thing. I don't see how it's that appealing.
I think it's bullshit.
I just don't get it. I guess it's another way to make money, and it seems like pretty much all conventions are doing it now. All that I've heard about are doing that as well. But maybe like if all the Ghostbusters, back when Harold Ramis was still alive, in their gear, that I may pay $100 for.
Well, yeah.
But
that's cool.
like only stuff like that would I even care about. Like I don't. It's like everybody's doing those now. The photo ops, like I know Stuart Gordon did one last year.
Oh, did he?
Not Jeffrey Combs. Did one for Reanimator. He was in the coat. And had his little green syringe. It was pretty cool, but I'm not going to pay. I don't know, $50, $100, whatever they wanted for it. I'm not going to pay that.
Well, honestly, it's ridiculous. Some of the cost, let's say the two Godzilla guys, $25 for a picture,
sure,
and autographed by them. But there were others you had to pay $30 for the autograph, $10 just for a little picture, with your phone.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you could do the photo op thing. That's an option, but that's like at least $50 or so. I understand it's a business and they need to make money, but that's kind of putting the fans in a bind, and I would think that these conventions are for the fans because that would be the only reason they would have these.
Well, I think a lot of the handlers of these people, they're the ones orchestrating these photo ops.
Oh, they are.
I don't think it's the convention promoters.
Well, with Carpenter, when he came back to the line, one person in front of me asked to have his picture taken with Carpenter.
Yeah.
Carpenter had no problem doing it.
Yeah.
He just did it.
Yeah.
And then one of the staff helped, and then his handler got pretty pissed about that. So there was no more of that.
Was it an Asian guy?
No, it was a woman.
That was a woman.
I think Carpenter had about 5 handlers to go find him wherever he wanted away.
Kind of an Asian guy the last time that I saw him back in 2010. But what'd you think about him? Was he pretty good spirits, in a good mood?
Carpenter?
Yeah.
He was fine. He walked right by me as he came back to his table because it was right after the panel with him and Roddy Piper for They Live.
They Live, yeah. Damn it, I wish I'd seen that.
And he walked by me. He was fine. He was nice. No problems. Probably because he took numerous breaks also through it. But, it's like you said, he put any of the money for it. It's fine. I'm glad I got his autograph. I really am. He was nice and cordial. and patient with other people. So I can't really say anything bad about that. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people who fly off the handle.
Right.
So
that are nowhere near the celebrity he is.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Especially, I guess it's the fact that being a director, he has to know how to handle and be around people, so he can deal with different personalities. An actor really doesn't have to do that.
Right. Well, they're the ones the director has to baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always try to stick up for Carpenter. I met him one time, and he was very standoffish when I met him. Not really willing to chit chat with you, but not an asshole either. But I just kind of wrote that off as his personality. I've heard a lot of people say at conventions that he's an asshole.
Really?
But I don't know. I guess I'm such a fan. I kind of forget about all that.
I never got that impression when I saw him.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good considering it was Sunday. Hell, he's been working all weekend.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised he came back after the panel because it closed at 5 and the panel was done just before. Oh man, was it 2? Just before 2.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was when that one was.
So I thought I was going to miss out again, but no, I got 2.
Yeah.
I got The Thing and They Live autographed by him. So
that's awesome.
I'm pretty pleased. This was a very good convention.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool shit. You got a lot of cool shit.
Oh no!
Did you get any cool DVDs or anything?
Yeah, they have one gentleman from the UK who had several UK Blu-rays and DVDs of Hammer films and other cult films from the 70s, 60s and 70s. So I picked up Theater of Blood, limited steelbook.
Is that the Arrow release?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's I think it's limited to like 3,000. I might be wrong on that. And then I picked up Shadow of the Cat, which is a Hammer film that's kind of been off the radar for a while, but I can't wait to watch them. I'm a huge Hammer fan, and it's kind of nice to see those out. I did not expect that because I usually have to rely on getting them from Amazon UK. The prices fluctuate all over the place.
Yeah,
for those.
I know.
But he had decent prices for that.
Yeah, they weren't bad. It wasn't a whole lot of stuff I was all that interested in. I mean, there's a lot of the Arrow stuff I like. I just, nothing.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of that. I was kind of surprised. And, I was hoping he would have, because I'm wanting to get the Arrow release of the car on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
That just looks fantastic to me. I don't even think it's on Blu-ray here in the States.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I have the DVD, but it's a good DVD, but I mean, I want the treatment.
Yeah.
Interviews and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they usually do a great job. Compared to some of the U.S. releases, Blue Underground or Synapse. I've heard the transfers on some the Demons being one I've actually paid attention to. That the U.S. transfer is better. When you compare them side by side, but I haven't seen it for myself. That's just what I've heard. But yeah, Arrow, man, they're putting a lot of cool stuff out.
I'm pretty impressed. I haven't actually bought one until this Theater of Blood thing, but everything I've read about them, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, they're big.
I'm just fortunate to have a Blu-ray player that will play.
Yeah. They're all region locked now, I think. All the Arrow releases.
Vast majority. I think there may be a handful that are not for whatever.
Some of the older ones weren't.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but at some point, all the UK Blu-rays are region locked now.
Yeah, all the Hammer ones that I bought from I guess Studio Canal.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. All of them are.
They're locked too.
And
they're region locked.
Yes, they're all region locked, and unfortunately, several of them have had issues, quality control issues, when they've been released. So, and me being in the U.S., I can't really. I think it's a little bit tougher for me to get replacement disc.
Oh, sure.
And such. So I'm not really picky about the picture and everything like some other people are.
Yeah, I am.
As long as it's decent, I'll be fine with it. I'm more into the extras and learning about the whole filmmaking experience.
I mean, as far as a Blu-ray goes, the main thing for me is probably the transfer itself and the sound. Transfer, totally, totally new transfer. Is generally what I like. A totally, remaster.
Yeah, it's a shame with some releases that it's almost like they just take the DVD and re-record it on there.
It was the same thing with DVD. When they went through when DVD first became really popular, a lot of that stuff was just VHS. Just poured over from VHS. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it took me a while to get into DVD because of that.
Yeah,
I didn't see the point in upgrading to it. Yeah. Which now, you can't get VHS and Blu-ray. I was late getting into it because of that. But
you can get VHS. The hipsters love it.
Yeah, it's gone back to that. I thought I saw some VHS tapes for sale.
They're releasing shit on VHS.
Trauma. Kind of like the way they're going back with records with some things.
Yeah. Oh man, vinyl's fucking crazy right now.
Yeah. That's it's neat for me. I grew up with VHS. I didn't really grow up with vinyls. I recall them, but it was really cassette tapes, which.
Yeah,
I wonder if those will have a hipster come back.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it'll probably happen. Although I don't miss cassettes.
Yeah,
like I do sometimes VHS, just for the cover. The casework for some of those VHS tapes at rental stores.
Oh man,
was just awesome.
That's what sold it.
It is. Sometimes that was better than the film.
Usually, if the cover art is really good, the movie's going to suck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Some of that iconic cover art. But, I just remember, walking. But, yeah, that was the main thing for me was the, just walking through the video store, picking out the best thing with the best cover art, going home being, severely disappointed. But, oh, man. Yeah, VHS is coming back. They're releasing a lot of movies, with the limited release VHS when they first come out. Like, first one I remember doing that was House of the Devil. It had the double pack with the DVD and the VHS, and I actually bought that one. But some of these newer films that come out on VHS I haven't really bought into, but I did buy House of the Devil.
What are the prices like compared to?
Oh, they're more.
DVDs?
Like $25.
I figure that.
What's the is it Charles Band? From Full Moon Video. They've started releasing. It's a big scandal because they came out and said apparently they found all these old big box VHS that people have come out and said now that's not true. They were they're reproductions. And they're not the originals, which I don't know what's true, what's not, but it just he's just trying to capitalize on the popularity. Is all he's doing, and they were pricey. I don't remember how much he was charging for those, but maybe $50. It was a lot of money.
It's got to be pretty limited supply. Either way, I don't know how many places would be manufacturing VHS tapes at this point.
You'd be surprised. Like I've heard that Walmart started carrying blank VHS tapes again.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard a few years ago that the last company to be making them stopped.
Maybe they just found them in a warehouse or something somewhere, but they're selling them again. They're trying to, I don't know. The people are trying to bring it back or something. But I'm not. The whole rewinding thing is the main thing to me. That and picture quality. But yeah. Anyway, enough about VHS tapes. Back to this convention here at the Dollar Tree. But yeah, overall, I was pretty impressed with everything. I had a good time, met a bunch of cool people, a lot of people I knew from YouTube, and just had a great time. It was a big party on Saturday night out by the pool.
Lots of interesting costumes.
Yeah, they had a little. They had DJ Press Play was out there where he was just pushing play on his laptop, on his iPod, pushing that play button. He was DJing. But yeah, it was pretty cool. About as cool as you could be expected. They shut it down at 2 and pretty much kicked everybody out. So yeah. I'm
really curious how that went over with people who were not part of the convention
Yeah.
in the hotel rooms. That's another thing I've read on Facebook and such. People with the rooms facing towards the party could hear it in their room.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Was that a problem?
I haven't heard of any complaints, but I mean, we didn't have that because we're in the other building, facing the opposite way.
Right.
But unless they put just convention goers straight up on that building there.
I would imagine the majority of the hotel is full of people that are here. I mean, who the hell's going to come to this place?
Parking lot. The parking lot emptied out after about 5.
Yeah.
So,
on the parking, it was, I think we got a discounted rate of $7 a day to use their awesome parking. And from 15, it was 15 originally.
Well, yeah, even so, to get in and out, you have to use your room key. And the first time we did that, it just didn't work at all. And after that, we had to go through a valet.
Who?
I guess his DNA and the room key together helped us get in.
He had the magic touch. He basically did the exact same thing someone else would do, but it worked for him.
Yeah, somehow.
It takes a lot of skill to stick your card in a reader.
Well, I even asked him. I even told him why it didn't work earlier for us. Because you remember wanting to go half-ass or back-asswards way out. And he said, well, sometimes they just do that. Well, you saw other people doing it. They were backing up, too.
Oh, yeah.
I guess
they weren't the only ones that were having a problem. But,
no, not by any means.
One of the many problems here at the Dollar Tree. But, yeah, I've been pretty pleased with everything. And you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Sure.
Yeah, man. This is the 2 Ps on a Pod podcast. We appreciate